Celebrities are usually loaded with wealth, and some of them have strange ways of saving their money. Here's our take on Terry Crews' unusual way of saving money: earning money. Before we even get into the details of how Terry Crews saves his money, let's first take a look at how he even made all that money he has today. When he started out his career, he had nothing and was literally from scratch. The first job that he got was related to cleaning. He was handed a broom and was paid $10 for his cleaning services. Before Terry started making money, he would borrow money from his friend, but however, there finally came a time when his friend decided to pull the brakes on him and refused to lend Terry more money. When he finally landed a job, Terry Crews realized that this was the first time he was getting his own money, and this is what started his passion to earn. Even when he got into show business, he would never be satisfied with just one role. Terry always looked for 2 to 3 jobs at a time so that he could have money saved up during a rainy day without having to go through a tough time for it. Instead of directly saving money, Terry Crews shifted his focus to earning more and more money and took every job that came along his way. It's not like Terry didn't have some tough luck with money. He did make a ton of mistakes with his money, but he never gave up and kept his hustle going to ensure that he had an ample amount of money with him at all times. Before we get into more details about Terry Crews' unusual way of saving money, if you're liking our content so far, then do be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you also subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications button so you can be notified every time we post a new video and stay updated about how to manage finances between partners without causing any rifts. A picture of Julius. Now that Terry Crews has all the money in the world, how exactly does he prevent himself from spending money on things that are not really a necessity? Don't get us wrong, it's not like Terry Crews doesn't like to splurge on the finer things in life, but even with all the money in the world, he still knows that there has to be a line that he has to draw when it comes to spending money. So what exactly is this mechanism of saving money, and why is it so strange and unusual? Well, remember Terry Crews' character Julius from the movie Everybody Hates Chris? The same character who always knew how much everything cost and would be extremely price conscious about every single thing? In order to prevent himself from spending a ton of money, Terry Crews likes to keep a picture of Julius in his wallet. Every time Terry Crews feels like he's about to make an unnecessary purchase, he takes out the picture of Julius from his wallet and stares deep into his eyes, trying to get a reality check of whether or not the money he's about to spend is a good decision or not. The idea is that Terry Crews tries to look into Julius's soul and convince himself that the purchase he's about to make isn't necessary and way too expensive for his own good. Replicating Terry Crews' method of saving money. Do you think this is a good idea of saving money? Well, it seems to work wonders for Terry Crews, and we guess there's no harm in trying to replicate this method now, is there? All you really need is a picture of Julius and to truly understand the character's obsession with putting a mental price tag on just about everything. However, just because this method has worked wonders for Terry Crews, it doesn't mean that it will necessarily work for you. What you need to remember is that Terry Crews has a stronger association and emotional connection with Julius's character since he himself portrayed that character. We've only understood Julius from the eyes of the audience and can never fully understand where the character was coming from and why he was so keen to make sure he wasn't spending money on things that weren't necessary or seemed to be a waste of money. But once again, we like to reiterate the fact that there's no harm in trying Terry Crews' strange and unusual way of saving money, since it will literally do no harm, and if you think it doesn't work, then you could just discard the picture. Biggest money mistake. Even though Terry Crews has all the money in the world right now, does that mean he didn't make any mistakes with his money? According to Terry Crews, he got married in college just a day before he turned 25, and at the time, he had every credit card that was being handed out. He bought a ton of things with all the credit cards that he had, leading to his credit card debt amounting to a very high amount. Naturally, since he wasn't rich at the time, there was no way for Terry Crews to pay his debt back, and he ended up returning all the things that he bought. Then one day, his neighbor came up to him and told him that the bill collectors were calling him about the debts, and that's when he realized he had a problem. Terry realized that he was splurging on things to impress people that he didn't even like, and this is where Terry Crews realized that in order to save money, he also needs to stop spending money on things that didn't really align with who he was.